Hi everybody, I'm Michael Keane. This is Ace the Bat Hound and his butt. And today we are going to be talking about the pussification of Dean Ambrose. That is to say, I have turned Dean Ambrose into a cat, a little pussy cat. And I just finished. I'm really tired. I've been tired the entire day. My throat's all fucked up. My hair's cut. I mean, everything's going wacky tobacky. So I do get a bit mush-mouthed during this pussifications. There's a lot of time lapse, a lot of skipping over stuff. I promise the next one will be a bit more detailed, but you know what you're gonna do. So Casey and I, whose idea this was in the first place, we went to SmackDown in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was the last SmackDown before Survivor Series, which I'm super excited about. Oh my god! And that's right, buddy. You just lay down. So I made this poster, this fan sign, Ambrose 316, the original Grumpy Cat, referencing, of course, the really, really terrible use of Grumpy Cat in last Monday's Raw. And here we have Dean Ambrose Puss, the original Dean Ambrose Puss, which I based this drawing on. So yeah, let's get into the business. Oh my god, I'm doing it again. Okay. So roll the clip. Roll the clip, somebody, of
You being on TV.
me being on TV. Yes.
Things in his advantage this past Monday night.
Wasn't that cool? All right, let's roll the next clip, the really long one where I don't actually come back, and it's the entire video, and then it's done, and the stuff. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired. So, Dean Ambrose. Dean fucking Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is a special case. I've always liked wrestling in some way, shape, or form, but I've never really, I never like really paid close attention to it. Like I've never been a rabid fan who caught every Raw, every SmackDown, and now I am. And you know, it's a curse of some kind. Being a fan in the PG era, I wish I was more of a fan back way when, but you can't win them all. Now this is going to be the start of a series of WWE inspired pussification videos. This specific one I decided to make after I posted in the Squared Circle subreddit a post which immediately got taken down because apparently you're not allowed to post personal images on Squared Circle. My bad. I was going to be all up about how you should go and subscribe to Squared Circle. Now I'm going to say go and subscribe to the Wrestling subreddit, which is far more accepting of anarchy and chaos. So what I'm doing, I've already probably shown in this video my Dean Ambrose puss. And what I'm going to try and do with this digital version, and this may or may not work, I'm hoping it will, is I want to capture that crazy upward tilted head, kind of like crazy insane thing that Dean Ambrose does, and I might also use words while I am doing that. Let's see. So we're going to be a little more elastic with the movements because Dean Ambrose, it was hard enough to make him a fat cat because he's not really someone he's someone where you think of him and he is a very he has a very well maintained form. He's not a skinny dude, but he's not a big guy, and that is kind of important when it comes to making these kitty cats. So I'm kind of just roughing in the details here since I've already done it once. And I'm kind of like figuring out what I'm doing with him. I'm kind of, just roughing in the hair, roughing in his wife beater, which is the look I'm going to go for. I'm not a big fan of his Shield outfit. I kind of prefer the wife beater look. And I might even have a few more surprises in here, but we will see. I also haven't been doing many videos in the last couple days. Well, any videos at all, because my throat's been all fucked up since SmackDown, because I yelled my ass off. And I am okay with that. Worth it. Which, by the way, I've never been to Knoxville. Knoxville's pretty swank. I do appreciate Knoxville now. A lot of bridges. So that's me completely fucking up pants, but that's okay, because we are roughing things in, and roughing things in, you're gonna be rough. It also looks right now like I am drawing his head backwards, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and fix that little error. Times like this, I wish I was Jazza. So, in the future, when I do these videos, I'm going to be doing a lot, as I said, of the wrestling ones, just because I kind of find them a bit more fun to draw than superheroes. And I'll still do, I'm not going to leave you with the Flash. I would never do that. But, let's see. That insane look. I'll definitely be doing, let's see. Who am I going to be doing? I know I thought about this earlier, too. I was thinking today about, like, what other wrestlers should I draw? I'll definitely do Steve Austin at some point. I already know what I want to do with that. I'll definitely do Daniel Bryan because that fucking Imagine Dragons song is stuck in my head on a fucking 24 hours, 7 days a week fucking cycle. It's ridiculous. I'm fucking tired of that song. But I can't stop listening to it. It's so frustrating. And it's such a good promo video, too. Pisses me off. So, the biggest problem I'm having with this is his eye, his other eye, since I am kind of obscuring it just by basis of what the drawing is like English words. There we go. I think I'm going to pop it out. Yeah. You know what? There's the problem right there. There we go. There we go. That's a very good kind of basic thing. Let's see. I have very scraggly hair. Definitely gonna do Bret the Hitman Hart at some point because I love Bret the Hitman Hart. Give him a kendo stick. That's a fun fact about SmackDown. When we went to see it in Knoxville, there was a dark match right after that. From my point of view, hilarious ending with Triple H. Since if you've never been to a live match that isn't like WrestleMania or whatever, one of the just regular SmackDowns or Raws. They'll generally have almost half of the arena without seating, so that they can have their cameras and what have you. And it is really hard to draw and talk. I have to get a source image for this kendo stick because I have no idea. I own a kendo stick somewhere. I have no fucking idea how to draw one because I do not have a reference image in mind. So let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, about half the arena is without people, and it's where the cameras are, and that's why you get that one side during a viewing, and it's hilarious to watch the wrestlers like make their drama faces and do their acting and their speeches towards that camera because it feels like they're just turning their back on the entire audience, which is massive. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. We have fun. We have fun. All right, I found my. Oh, that's a small image. Fuck. I'm gonna just skip ahead to after I found this. Okay, so I found my kendo stick, and let's see, we have this bit right here. It's just coming off. It's fairly straight, and then we have the actual stick, which is very slightly bent. Might be a bit more than slightly in my drawing. It kind of tapers off at the end, and we will. You know what? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I'm not a fan of what I just did there. So let's get rid of that. Could have just Control Z'd that motherfucker, but I'm not going to. Let's see. I'm gonna get rid of this. Make this arm a bit more. I want to do this. So this is when I can't figure out what to do with an arm, I just kind of fuck around with it until I know what I've got. It's also not gonna work. What do I want? What do I want? I think I want his arm coming outward. So let's get that. Let's see. This is super rough. Let's just give him a lightsaber for a second. Let's just... gonna... speed this up for a bit. My throat's killing me, and I'm not really getting anywhere, voice-wise, narration-wise, whatever. So I'm gonna speed this along until I am happy with the design. I think the roughing out process is pretty obvious in that I don't do a whole fucking lot. So, feast forward. Okay, so I think I figured out my general Dean Ambrose puss. So I'm going to bring that opacity down just a smidge. And we're going to go up a layer. I'm going to go ahead and color in some basic, well, colors. And kind of get an idea of the next step. Now again, as I pretty much said with my my flash puss, I'm very rough at this stage. I don't go too specific. I just kind of let it be. Actually, let's layer up. All right. Sometimes you do stupid things, like right there, that thing there. Yeah. So I'm going to speed through again while I color this. There's nothing really too fascinating here. It's just basic colors. Alright, so I really haven't done much with these colors. They're very blah. They're not really in the lines for the most part. But it does give me a better idea of what I'm working with and what I may or may not need to change. I'm pretty happy with the hair overall. It could be more Ambrose-y, but you know, it is what it is. It'll work in a pinch, I think. And we'll see where we go from here. So now I'm gonna start doing some more specific line work. May or may not use it. Who knows? Not even I. Not even I know. Rawr. So let's start to trace this. Already I'm fucking it up. Just fucking it in its pooper. That's a terrible thing to say. Don't. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get this eye figured out, because this eye and its brow are really very experimental for me. So we're gonna see how it works. I'm pretty excited about it though. See, my biggest issue is I want to keep that wild-eyed look, but I want to do that, you know, thing that he does, and it's not easy. It's not for me. Not for some mook like me. It's not easy. Just kind of get in there, connect that a bit, and already we're gonna have to change a few things just because of how that works. But overall, that's not bad. It's not bad. I'll have to tweak it eventually, but overall, and he's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of some of this hair. And again, this will all eventually have to be cleaned up, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Again, this is very off the cuff. Yeah, I've drawn this. I've drawn Ambrose already, but it's a different way of drawing Ambrose. And I have not really tested this out at all. Which is fine. It's just fine. It's fine and dandy. That's what it is. And that's the great thing about drawing digitally, is even though you don't want to, you just go ahead and erase your mistakes. No big deal whatsoever. So what I decided to do was not let Ambrose live down one of his more uncool moments, which is the New York hot dog vendor fiasco, which I know at least a few people weren't exactly overjoyed about. I thought it was kind of funny, but I've seen plenty of people criticize it, so I'm gonna give them a little ketchup bottle. Because why not, as my life motto goes. Might need to recalibrate this. Can't even draw basic geometry. Ugh. So originally I had him with more realistic shoes, but then I realized I kind of like the cuter version a bit more. So I just got rid of him. Part of that's laziness, another part of that is just I think it's funny that he has little stubby feet. Little stubby Ambrose feet. Other wrestlers can have normal feet. Ambrose, he's adorable. He gets little stubby feet. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've gotten rid of that bottom layer. Here's what we have, this very, very rough, but much better Ambrose puss. I did change the tail a bit. The original tail that I had on the poster, I decided that Ambrose would be kind of a tomcat, an alley cat, and so I stripped the fur from the tip of his tail, and it kind of looks like a penis. Yeah, it kind of looks like a penis. I'm not drawing Japanese porn here, so I decided to get rid of that. Go down to that skin layer and kind of get some of that out of there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in. Oh, you know what? I missed. Very obvious point. I feel like a dummy for it. An eye there. Which I think Ambrose has green eyes. It's kind of hard to tell, but from what I've seen, it appears that he does. This is not going to be the fattest cat, as you can tell, but it's definitely fatter than Dean Ambrose, who is ripped. All right. So I'm colored in the kendo stick. I'm going to do a bit more with that, but for now, let's focus on the body. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to color in or erase where I need to. So that's going to be a quick little time lapse. Alright, so it's still not entirely perfect, but we're going to go ahead and move on to shading to get even more of an idea of what we're dealing with here. So what we're going to do is pretend that he is standing in front of a fire of some kind because he is crazy banana pants. And so this actually doesn't matter, but I'm going to get a nice fiery color here. And we're going to pretend it's right here. All right. So let's start with the highlights and work our way up. Work our way up? Whatever. Alright, so we can always go back and add more highlights as needed or adjust them as shown here. Or as shown here. But now we're going to move on to shading. And shading is going to be a whole another story. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a darker color of his skin fur thing. Oh, I say skin, but they're covered in fur. Very human looking fur. Just use a gray from that same general idea. And we're going to go ahead and boop-a-doop-a-doop. Continue our theme of time-lapsing everything because I'm not in a particularly talkative mood because my fur is killing me. So let's just move right on through here. Alright, so that's pretty much what I want from him. There's still a little, obviously I could clean her up a bit more, but it's a purposefully rough drawing. So I'm just gonna do a few more little edits to the details, to the colors. There's still a few spots where the white's showing. The eyes and the teeth need to be colored in with some form of whitish hue. So I'm going to go in and do that, and then we should be done.
All of my friends sure and put in the time. They're wasting their money and living a lie. When are we going to throw the towel in? Cut off from our families, our living pretend. Where are we going? Nobody knows. Where are we going? Nobody knows. It's a dangerous game. They'll follow you down into the dirt. The liars, the thieves, nothing but hurt. It feels good to know that there's an end inside. We're all going out in a flash of light. Love and tears, death and fear, it will all vaporize. We're all going out. Try as we might, friends, there's nothing to change. Living in a city that's made us insane. Somewhere they're laughing, drinking champagne. Somewhere they're laughing.
Okay, so I lied. I did add a little bit more. I wanted to have the Dean Ambrose, DA, Anarchy symbol. So I went ahead and did that. And to separate him from the background, well, first of all, we're going to get rid of a few, erase a little bit here and there, because our points where I already kind of went inside the lines and didn't realize, which is a great way if you ever want to figure out if you fuck that up. Just go ahead and draw a background. So what we're going to do to separate him from the background is we're just going to go in and we're going to do a bit of the old erasing. Boom. Boom. And we're going to keep on doing this. And need be, we can always go back, change this up a bit, but I don't think we're going to have a problem. Alright, and that is one fairly simple Dean Ambrose puss. And I'm not sure what I'll do with it. Might add a bit of a background later on, maybe like a, I don't know, maybe we could do that same thing that we did with the flash push, just add like a very light tan background. Woo, 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 woo. Anything could work. Yeah, I mean that, that's not bad. That works. And if I ever make a print of it, I'll do something different. Maybe take away the DA and add in something else. Maybe a dead Seth Rollins puss. Who knows? But I'm tired of shit. And I'm gonna finish this up. So, bada bing, bada boom. Dean Ambrose puss. I hope he kicks ass at Survivor Series tomorrow. Hopefully I get this up tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed that, and hopefully next time I will not be as fucked up in the Mind Palace and the Throat Palace, and I'll be able to go into a bit more detail with the process. Thanks, and fucking